You mood around the place. Simple question. Mood pretty good coming into work after the role you guys have been on lately?
We've won 2 in a row, which is, it's a start. I think the SNFL team's been performing well too the last couple of weeks. So, the guys feel okay about themselves.
How was that game yesterday? I know a lot of the ball boys were having a look at the Nagys, and I suppose in particular the man that we all want to know about, Jack Watts. How did he go?
Yeah, Jack went well. He worked on the areas he needed to improve in, gave a good contest, brought the ball to ground. Finished well too. And it's good that there's some guys pushing for selection.
What chance he plays against Melbourne this week?
There's some chance. But in saying that, the guys that played performed well.
The 5-day break, does that hurt him at all as well?
We picked people off 5 days recently. I think we brought Jasper in after a 5-day break only 2 weeks ago. So I don't think it hurts him. But the guys all perform their roles in front of him. So look, it's great that we've got more than 22 playing well, and that's what you're looking for.
A couple of your back men.
Yes.
Kenny said that Darcy Byrne-Jones has some hamstring awareness in the game. Where's he at? And could Tom Jonas come back this week or not?
Yeah, Tom's a reasonable chance to play. I think Darcy's a reasonable chance to play. So, probably lost a few defenders in the last month or so, and at least we've got a few coming back in 2 weeks, which is good. But yeah, they're both chances to play.
So when you make, they've obviously proved themselves in training.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd have to train Wednesday.
So Darcy do you get a scan?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Is there room for Marshall and Watts in the same team?
There's always room for good players in the same team. So if they're providing offence and defence, they're both clean below their knees. They're both skilled and talented footballers. So I think you can definitely fit them both in if they're both playing well. And did Watts show what you wanted to see of him? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was much stronger in the contest. He gave a great target for the Magpies team and did a good job.
Mate, if Byrne-Jones didn't have the scan, how do you make your judgment call on his hamstring?
It's up to High Performance. So they work it through his strength testing and see whether he needs a scan or not. And then they'll let us know. So, as West Lyon would say, let the cobblers cobble.
But are you thinking it's not that bad at the moment? It would need a scan?
As far as I'm aware,
okay.
Yeah.
How have you been with the form of your backman over the last little period?
I think it's been pretty reasonable. We didn't have our best week against the Western Bulldogs, but in saying that, the midfield did a great job. Got the ball moving in our direction, and they were strong in the contest, and we did a pretty good job keeping the ball in our front half.
How important? Has it surprised you to how important Dougal Howard has become in that back line?
We knew the end of last season, that he's probably got some top end talent. Certainly with his athleticism, and he's got clean hands. He's clean below his knees. Got good agility, and he had 21 spoils, or was it 18 spoils in the final or something like that last year. So he finished the season really well in 2017, and he's playing good footy for us.
Does that make it hard for you when you sort of go to selection and go, we've actually got 3 or 4 pretty good key defenders, but we can't play them all?
It makes it easier, yeah, because there's more people to pick. So, there's someone that gets unlucky, at times when they miss out. But we're probably missing a couple at the moment, so not too many are unlucky at the moment.
Could you be in a situation where you can play that good a game, do you go straight back in, or is it always when you go you have a stint reserves? Is it a minimum sort of 2-week thing?
It's always dependent on the form of people in front of you, isn't it? So, the forward line perform well. They kick 20 goals. Makes it tougher, probably for him to come straight back in. But it's great that he played well. And we're thinking bigger picture as well. We want him playing good footy. He's here for a long time, so get him in good nick and back in the side.
Is he pigeonholed to that forward role now? Like he's played on the wing, he's played half back.
I think at the moment, we're not super deep with forwards, but he certainly can play wing. I'm sure he could play half back if he had to. So, he's a good footballer.
That's how big a challenge is Melbourne.
Yeah, it is. It's a big game for us. I think for our team to play consistent week in, week out footy's our biggest challenge. To keep playing well. Melbourne are very talented side, outstanding midfield group, some good forwards. They're a good young team with some top end talent. So it's a big challenge.
So if you beat Melbourne or if you lose, either way, what would this game say about your group?
Depends how we play. I think if we maintain our consistency in the way we perform in the contest, which has been pretty strong in general the last 5 weeks, then it says that we're turning into a more consistent, more mature football team, and that's what we're hoping to bring.
You touched on the midfield. How strong is the Melbourne one?
Yeah, very strong. Yeah, super talented. They've invested heavily in high picks, and those guys have developed into very good footballers. So we're pretty happy with ours at the moment. We've got Ollie Wines probably playing as good a footy he's ever played. Chad Wingar's been very good in there the last 2 weeks. Rockcliffe's starting to play some really good footy for us. So we can put Robbie Gray through there, Brad Ebert. I'm missing out 1 or 2, but there's Fal Pepper's playing the best footy he's played I think the last month. So we're pretty. It's a great challenge for our mids. That if we can break even or do better there, then we're a long way towards winning.
How difficult is it then for Jack Tringo to push his way into the ocean?
Difficult in that space, yeah. If those guys are all up and playing well, and that's the nature of footy. That it's not always in your control. You play the best footy you can, and if there's a spot available, then you get it. And if there isn't, well, then you've got to keep playing well until one opens up.
On form though, you're getting how good your midfield is, and you're finally seeing the midfield that you thought you might have at the start of the year. On form, does Jack Tringo deserve a spot?
He's certainly been. I think he'd be our most consistent SNF performer this year, which is it's always been named emergency I think every week. We can't ask for more from Jack.
So he's ready to play.
If a role turns up, yeah, absolutely.
Is that flattening for him? Being so good in the second, as you said, and then just...
Well, you'd have to ask him. His attitude's been outstanding, and he turns up and gives his best every week. So, we're happy to have him at our footy club.
What has a history of... Kenny always says he rewards the form, and he's done that at times. A couple of boys that have been 2 out of form, but then they just get usurped.
Yep.
Is it just the fact that the names in the Port Adelaide and the way that they're playing, it's just too good, just no matter how good Jack might play in the twos?
I think it's been a challenge to fit him in with the balance of our side. We've got a lot of strong inside mids, and sometimes to be one more is a challenge to get them all in.
Can we do a fairy tale selection and get him to play the Ds though?
Get them all in.
The ruck, you spoke about the midfield, obviously ruck.
Yeah.
Was integral with that. With Gawn
yes.
versus Ryder. Your thoughts on that challenge?
Max Gawn's him and Brody Grundy are probably the 2 form ruckmen in the AFL. So he can do all sorts of things in the ruck in terms of hitting the ball in a 360 degree, and he spreads well. So it's a big challenge for Pat. I think Pat was pretty good on the weekend. But Max Gawn is that next level challenge. So not just in the ruck, but post ruck. Max Gawn finds the footy on the outside.
Robbie Gray is obviously electric again last Thursday night. Where does he stand as in competition's best players? How highly do you rate him?
Very highly. He's had an outstanding year. I think it's probably the fittest he's ever been. He's running really well. He's able to spend longer periods of time if he needs in the midfield. But we've had the luxury probably the last month of being able to for him to be able to spend a fair bit of time forward.
How tough is that jumping out flying? Because he's obviously dynamic in both spots.
Yeah, he is. I think it makes us stronger. To have some people that can roll through the forward line and the midfield. We've got a couple of big balls in there, and Pal Pepper and Ollie, and then to balance the other guys in there, and their intelligence off ball, the way they use the ball. It's a good mix that we've got.
How do you make that call though? How much time he spends forward in midfield?
Well, it can depend a little bit on the opposition and how we're performing. If we're looking after the contest inside, we can leave them forward for longer.
You said 1, 2 in a row, and then there's all talk about different matchups and that stuff. But do you sense that the players have decided this match now and have really set themselves for it because of what Melbourne presents and how good they are?
We're certainly hoping so. I think it'd be. I wouldn't be telling the full truth if I said we're fully confident just yet of us being super consistent. We've been a bit win-loss, win-win-loss. Like we haven't had a longer run of consistent footy for an extended period of time. But I do feel there's change coming from within the group. There's maturity from the leaders down that the guys are going to be unconditional week in, week out in what they bring. And we'll get to learn more about us this Friday.